Working in Surrey, Agrabot 3.
Third appearance in Robot Wars, never beyond the heats.
Okay, talk me through the weaponry quickly.
The weaponry, very, very quickly. Those are jaws, they're clamping jaws. That was a 30-mile-an-hour sign, and that's what it does.
Ooh!
So we can't get next to speeding round our way.
Did you get caught by a camera when you did that?
Not now, not now.
A stealth-shaped pointed wedge with lifting arms and cutter, similar to S6E5, works both ways up. Lightweight laminated armour that shunt won't penetrate. Agile, but subject to driver error, they tell me.
From Chadwell Heath in Essex, 259.
Oh, this looks very frightening to me.
Talk me through this robot. It's gorgeous.
There's a weapon, which is this large disc. Spins upwards about 130 mile an hour.
Oh, okay.
In the qualifiers, we basically put out all three opponents in under 30 seconds. So
hopefully that's all we need to hear.
100 kilos in weight, has that vertical spinning weapon, only 9 miles an hour top speeds, quite a big ground clearance, and Adam Clark hasn't had the best of luck in previous wars.
From Battersea in London, Infernal Contraption.
A big spinning drum thing.
Okay, two first-timers in this next battle.
Yes.
Before I ask you what on earth's going on there, I'm going to say, do you want to know who you're up against?
I would like to know that.
Infinity, 259, and Agrabot.
Okay, 259, three numbers I don't mind.
And now what's this bit in your hand?
Well, this bit is a bit that decided not to work in our garage this morning.
What is it?
It's a speed controller.
Can you get it done in time?
Oh yeah, it's just a case of being out.
Watch for the swinging drum between the wheels. Can get up to speed in 3 seconds so they don't have to wait between attacks for the weapon to recover. And that weapon has 4 big teeth.
From Aberystwyth in Wales, Infinity.
To Infinity and the pond or something like that.
hello.
Hello, first time at Robot Wars. How are the nerves coping?
They're not. They're going mad.
Are you driving?
Oh no.
Who's driving?
I am for my sins.
259,
Yes.
Agrabots,
Yes.
and Infernal Contraption.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Going home now.
You're going home now?
I've had enough. I've had enough already.
Claws and diamond-tipped spikes provide the weaponry, runs both ways up, has strong armour but exposed wheels, and the team does lack experience.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams up in the pods. Agrabot 3, Captain Mokadi Leach on the left, 259 and Adam Clark on the right-hand side. And now on the left there, Infinity, their Captain Steve Fernon, on the right, Infernal Contraption, and their Captain Jonathan Peli. They're in the arena for the house robots, the flamethrowers, Sergeant Bash and S6E5 with the pincers and that deadly lance.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we are, first of our 4-way melees in this heat. And immediately, a little bit slowly into the action goes Infernal Contraption there in the middle. 259 looks potentially very, very destructive. Infernal Contraption and Infinity do a little bit of battle, and Infinity is already bent and buckled. Also doing good work out there is Agrabot 3, very experienced. Once beat Razor, I seem to remember, in Robot Wars 3, Agrabot, trying to get in underneath Infernal Contraption. Low ground clearance, Infernal Contraption. Infinity has pressed the pit release button. Well, it needs some sort of merciful release to get it out of its pain! And Infinity has decided enough is enough, and they've driven straight into the pit. They released the pit button and went straight into it, which is sensible. Mind you, when you consider the punishment they'd already taken, was that a sensible move? Now look at this, 259 bumping and barging against Infernal Contraption, which is invertible. It means it can run both ways up. A lot of robots can these days. There's Agrabot to the left, that's Infernal Contraption, and it seems to me Infernal Contraption had taken damage, and I wonder if we've seen some sort of plexiglass just thrust across the arena there from 259, ripped away from Infernal Contraption. You can see there some sort of shard has gone from the top of it. Agrabot in against one of the arena sidewall angle grinders. Yes, you can see there the damage to Infernal Contraption on the top, and there's more now. And it was 259 that came in with that mighty weapon. We heard Adam Clark describing it earlier on again. I'll tell you what, there's some bruisability in that big spinning wheel. We're not talking about spinning fine lace out of that. We're talking about, oh, metal munching. Infernal Contraption is feeling the pain. There's poor old Infinity down in the pit, and Infernal Contraption wants to get in there with him. Go on, please. Move up, punch up, punch up. I'm going to get in there as well. Red Bull counting them down. Well, the crowd know that it's the end of Infernal Contraption.
Cease.
And they go out along with Infinity and Agrobot 3, and the impressive 259 are through.
Infinity. All that money, all that time, all that effort, and they drive themselves into the pit. Infernal Contraption, the boys from Battersea, they got battered. 259 and Agrobot 3 go through.
From Newcastle under Lyme in Staffordshire, the Stag.
Now this one can beetle about.
They may be new, but look at that. It's wondrous. All working bits and everything. What an incredible hat. Look at that. What's your big weapon?
Our big weapon is our crushing claws.
And how much power have they got?
7 ton at the ram.
That's nothing to be sneezed at, is it?
No.
The aluminium shell, homemade speed controllers, hydraulic pincers crushing at those 7 tons, a rear spike. Oh, and don't forget the chicken on the back.
From Clacton-on-Sea in Essex, Vader.
Ooh, the shape certainly isn't Darth Vader.
Have you got anything special that you need to tell us about here with Vader?
Only our magnificent weapon at the end there, which will cause a lot of damage if we can point it in the right direction.
If I had a penny for every time a bloke said to me I've got a magnificent weapon, I would be rich by now.
Yes, transparent 8mm polycarbonate sheet armour. The spinning disc is mounted vertically and sticks half out of the robot, but it can't self-right.
From Vale of Glamorgan in Wales, UFO.
Out of this world, man. Totally.
Well, a new robot to Robot Wars, UFO. What's special about it? What's that weapon there at the front I can see going on?
It's a big lifty-uppy spiky thing.
Oh,
designed to cut into the bladey thing above it.
Yes.
And we also have a couple of bright, lighty, shiny things at the front and some floppy, spiky things at the back.
Oh, well, you're going to bedazzle them now.
Absolutely.
You're
Technology
not
RS.
nervous about being up against the seeded wild thing?
Absolutely terrified.
Oh, good. That's what we like.
A compact invertible machine thing with a weapon thing that combines the ability to lift and crush and cut opponent thingies. But the weapon is only really effective when right way out.
From Ash in Hampshire, the number 9 seed, Wild Thing.
Twice series semi-finals. This is serious, this one.
The stress factors are quite high for our seeded robot ears, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's very high. Palpitations.
I said to you earlier, do you think you're in with a chance this year? And you laughed.
I did laugh. Well, we're always in with a chance, and it's a lot of luck involved.
Experience, reliability, stamina, strong chassis, fast, manoeuvrable, powerful alloy steel. The cutting disc runs at 1500 RPM, but it's got a high ground clearance and exposed tyres.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams in the control pods. On the left there, Paul Rose, the captain of the Vader team, and Wild Thing, Nick and Isabel Adams. On the right-hand side here, the Stag and their captain Terry Martin. On the left, UFO and their captain Peter Withers. In the arena for the House Robot, Sergeant Bash, the front pincers, the flamethrower, Lick of Flame. And there's Sir Killed again with the crushing claws and the lance to penetrate.
3, 2, 1.
This for a place in round 2 of this heat. 2 robots will survive this stage, don't forget. A bit tentative early on. You can see UFO there in the middle. There's a great shove of the Stag Beetle onto the back of Wild Thing. There at the controls of the Stag is Mark Pepper, a technology consultant, driving. You can see there Vader and that vertical spinning wheel once again. Wild Thing, very tenacious and dogged. Wild Thing has proven over the years. Reached the semi-final of its heat in Robot Wars 5. We're seeing there young David Martin in the Stag team, 11 years of age. Wild Thing caught in the pincers there, I think, of the Stag. UFO very tentative, and so too Vader. This is cagey. I think the chicken's come off. Did I see the chicken there? The Stag had come off? Well, I mean, that's it then, isn't it, really? It's powerless now. The Stag picked up by Sir Killalot. Sir Killalot, don't think, if you've not seen him beforehand, that he's going to topple over when he does that sort of dance. Not so. Now, there we can see 15-year-old Isabel Adams at the control of Wild Thing. Very experienced at Robot Wars with her dad, the Adams family. Wild Thing comes back on the attack. That looks a formidable blade this time around. The pit release has been activated by UFO. In comes Vader. It's beginning now to hot up a little bit. Wild Thing circling to try and get a purchase on Vader. UFO in there as well. The ref bot is counting out the Stag, I think, in the CPZ. There goes the Stag, counted out. Any second, Sir Killalot will finally finish it off. I think they've been immobilised too long and counted out. There's the chicken. The Stag's vital weapon. There's Vader on the side wall angle grinder. Wild Thing, though, is taking punishment. Should it go to a judge's decision, it could be decisive. They mark on control, style, damage and aggression. There are the controls of the Stag Mark Pepper. I was sure they were counted out. Wild Thing on the flame pit. Has Vader's disc stopped spinning? It has! Now what has happened here to the weaponry of Vader? It has stopped spinning. It's 20 kilos in weight. Well, that doesn't matter one shot if it's not working. UFO has prodded and pushed its way through the heat with great effect. The Stag, I think, is going to end up not as a Stag beetle, but as a dung beetle, really. Oh, UFO, what are you doing? Cease is called just before they went down to the pit. I think the judges will be called on here as well.
The Stag definitely go out there in the pit of oblivion, but we're going to have to go to the judges for the rest. They'll be looking at style, control, damage and aggression.
Craig, let's just have a look at the highlights once again. Damage caused there. The Stag wheel came off, or tyre I should say. Wild Thing causing damage. UFO slammed against the sidewall. Vader looked very strong at this stage. Yeah, that was the end of the Stag. Wild Thing taking damage there. UFO looking cagey but controlled. Coming in on the attack of Vader that finished limply. The judges are going to have a hard decision here. UFO pushing the Stag in, but nearly going in themselves.
The judges have made their decision, and this was not easy. Very close. But the judges have gone for Vader and Wild Thing.
Disappointing part of that battle for you is that you haven't made it through.
No, we lost the tyre, sadly.
And
we were just
that was enough.
Well, yeah, unfortunately the wheel doesn't reach the floor now.
Right, so that's why you couldn't get
We were
very
still
far.
mobile, but we're more concerned about the paint jobs being ruined now.
Look at this hat. I have to show you. Look. Any damage to the hat?
No damage to the hat whatsoever, I can report.
And a big smile, please. Well done. Thank you.
Thanks.
Was it fun while it lasted?
It was really good fun, yes. And we've taken a few hits, but I think she'll be ready for next year after a bit of work.
Show me some of the damage then. Anything really bad?
We've got big holes in the titanium sheet here.
Yeah.
Very big gash here, and that's through titanium as well, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Our core spotlights are gone again.
Oh
But
dear.
that happens every battle, I don't know why.
But you were having a good old scrub.
Yeah, we gave it a go, and we're going to come back with something a bit stronger next year, so
You've learnt your lesson.
yeah, just to do it again and be silly and waste some more
See,
money.
most people would say, yeah, I've learnt my lesson, I'm off now. Yeah, Adam,
Yes.
this robot what you have built, would you say it's indestructible?
I don't think it's indestructible, but I don't think there's anything here that can destroy it.
What, not even Wild Thing, who you're fighting next?
Wild Thing?
Not so wild? You're going to tame it?
I think we're going to show it the wild thing with our disc.
Let's go and see how they react to the news that they're fighting the hottest robot in town. You guys are fighting 259 next.
No, the horror.
Oh! It's not good, is it?
259.
It's not great news, is it?
How he's the guy on the block, isn't he?
You think you know, have you got any chance against that spinning disc?
Yeah, there's a chance. He might miss and then spin out the arena.
Yeah, right.
The number 9 seed, Wild Thing. Roboteers, stand by.
What a height then for Adam Clark and 259. Not without reason, though, Nick and Isabel Adams and Wild Thing are seeded 9. In the arena for the House Robots. Dead metal, spinning madly. And there alongside to fight for us, Matilda, Grizzly, Ugly.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Will the new kid on the block, 259, destroy Wild Thing. Who've been there, done it, put the logo on the back. 259, bunching and bruising into Wild Thing, tossing it over and over and over. Look at this. This is determined destructibility from 259. Dog with a bone there. Wild Thing. Can there be any life left after that sort of formidable onslaught? Well, Nick Adams is very experienced. He's a good driver. And he turns Wild Thing away from the blade onto the side of 259 to hold on there. Holding on for grim death, really. Stay away from that spinning flywheel. Oh, has the wheel stopped? Wild Thing got away from that sort of bashing and bruising, and then the spinning wheel seemed to stop. Now this could be absolutely decisive, because without that wheel, what has 259 got? At the moment he's running away, to be honest. He's pressed the pit release button, Adam Clark, and now it becomes very cagey, and I wonder who's got the extra thrust and shove. 259 weighs in at 100 kilos, Wild Thing 97. But Wild Thing, piggybacking up on 259, has turned this battle on its head there. I don't know whether it was by design or luck, which is what Nick Adams said they'd need at the start of this show. And certainly 259's weapon being immobilised has played into Wild Thing's favour. Now it becomes a real tug-of-war. Wild Thing pushes 259 back onto the flame pit. This is real nip and tuck now. Oh, and do you see the belt there, right in the arena centre? That's Adam Clark's weaponry drive belt that's come off. So no wonder that big old circular disc is no longer spinning, and Nick Adams looks on. Wild Thing has come right back into this after 259's destructive onslaught early on. Now is Wild Thing still going? Can Adam Clark yet turn this battle, or is his machine finished? I think 259 is immobilised. There's the belt. I think it is finished. Well, this is a major upset. For me, Wild Thing will go through.
What an amazing fight! What a spectacle! It's going to have to go to the judges while they're making up their minds. Let's review the highlights.
No doubt about it early on, 259. Brilliant. That is so impressive. Huge mark scored. Wild Thing, no way back into the fight on the evidence of that. But here, coming up, is the decisive moment. 259, and that's where the weaponry went. That's where the belt came off, look. And the whole fight turned. There it goes. That effectively was the end of 259.
And the judges have made their decision. It's based on style, control, damage and aggression. However, 259 was immobilised. They've gone for Wild Thing! You know, there's going to be an awful lot of relieved roboteers in those pits.
I think so, yeah. It's
You came out and you were battering that robot. And then wham!
well, I lost the belt. They'd obviously lost the drive to their disc as well, but we probably should have tried to cut them in half before then, I suppose.
Yeah, you were tossing it about like it was like a cat with a mouse.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get it over to the wall to get them out of the arena. That would have been the next bit before the belt went, so...
All right, don't be too disappointed. Yeah. A brilliant robot, brilliant design. Let's hear it, 259! Whoa, that was real seat of your pants stuff, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's very tough.
I mean, but it's like what you proved in Robot Wars Extreme. You've got such a good motor in that robot. It just keeps going on and on and on.
Well, it has got a long life, and I suppose that's where he picked up the points afterwards, because Adam really gave us a beating at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we keep on going to the end.
Okay, congratulations, you're through. Let's hear it for Wild Thing!
You're sitting here, well the three of you are sitting here making decisions like that, which obviously are controversial. You can tell that by the reaction of the audience. What happened? Surely 259 should have won on aggression.
It should have won easily. I mean, we're very sad about making the decision. 259 battered Wild Thing all over there. Wild Thing, the new Wild Thing performed very badly, but ultimately 259 was immobilised. It's a bit like a fight with two boxers, with one boxer's doing all the work, and then on the end there's a lucky punch and he goes down, and that's how it was. And we didn't want to have to make that decision, but we have to be fair and consistent, and that's Robot Wars.
Okay, thanks Noel. I'll let you get on with your very important work. They're going for a cup of tea now. What's this stuff? Because people are finding it quite hard to get through, aren't they?
It's polycarbonate, it's 8mm polycarb. It's been penetrated a little bit, but it's quite resistant for impact. It absorbs a lot of energy.
And 8mm is thicker than the average robot?
It's probably thinner actually than the average robot.
Do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of it though, so we've had to go thinner to try and keep the weight down.
Right, okay. But Agrabot not worried?
It's less worrying than the other one we could have gone against.
Okay, good. So it's good news for you, this draw. Agrabot team, what are you doing?
Preparing.
What?
Odds and ends.
Odds and ends, what like?
Like. Where's the bits? Can't find the bits.
Can't find the bits.
That's one bit.
Oh, just surface things then, nothing,
And a few, where they've gone through.
Stick that there, that'll do.
That's the damage.
You're up against them, Vader.
Oh, we are we? That's magic.
Yeah, newcomers, but, actually proved their worth, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
Do you think you can get them?
Yes.
Where it hurts?
Yes, most certainly.
Good, enough said.
Agrabah 3. Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the Vader team. Paul Rose, Simon Latham and Philip Claythorpe. Agrabah 3 boys, the Leach family, Peter, Bob and John. In the arena for the house robots, the tusks and spinning flywheel of Matilda, and dead metal and the pincers in the saw blade.
2, 1, activate.
Terrific battle here. Agrabah 3 with all the experience, but Vader with that great spinning blade. Also it has its spikes and scoop as well, can cause damage. Oh, and immediately does on Agrabah 3, lifting 100 kilos in weight and backing away to have another onslaught. And as that slam, bam, no thank you ma'am, hurt Agrabah 3. The Vader boys look on. Agrabah 3 to me does not look the most mobile of machines. And the Leech boys are worried here. I wonder now whether the two 500-watt drive motors have gone, disturbed by the slam. Because certainly Agrabah is in danger. Dead metal is in there, the red bot takes a look. Vader's blade spins. Agrabah are heading out here, I think. In Series 3, they lost in their heat final to Blade. In Robot Wars 4, they were seeded, and they lost in the heats to Smidsy. And here, Agrabah 3 are out of Robot Wars, the 6th Wars. That is a surprise. Vader looked good for me. Agrabah 3 hammered early on in this battle, and that is what caused the damage. That initial bump and bounce never got going. They just look stunned, don't they? Dead Metal about to put the frightening looking one, Agrabah 3. Now you may paint a robot and enter Robot Wars and think it's frightening, but look at Dead Metal. That is truly frightening.
Cease.
I think the grin was a grimace.
Agrabah immobilised, then tossed into the pit of oblivion. Vader go through to the heat final. What went wrong?
I wish we knew. I wish we knew.
I mean, you're one of the only robots ever to beat our reigning world and UK champion. You beat Razor at one stage.
Yes, we've been
so you're certainly a decent robot.
Well, in your own words, we don't know yet the cause. These sort of things happen in Robot Wars.
It's true. Okay. Something came loose in that initial smack, was it?
Yeah, it did. I don't know what yet. We'll obviously find out. But it's been totally reliable up to this point. Through the qualifiers and through the first round heats, we did well.
Well, you've got to be disappointed.
We are, because we took quite a few whacks from 259, and we were still running. But we don't know yet what it is.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Agrabah 3. Guys, that was fairly easy, wasn't it? Walk in the park.
Wasn't bad at all. I would say it was a very carefully aimed blow, but I think I'd be lying if I said that.
What was your tactic when you came into the fight? What do you think you were going to try and do? You must have thought it was going to be harder than that.
Well, the biggest weakness we have is against flippers, because our machine isn't particularly low at the front, so we wanted to try and avoid their, basically, the front of their machine.
Yeah.
So we wanted to try and go then from the side and just try and hit something vulnerable. Which you obviously done.
Which is what you did, yeah. Immobilised them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Team Vader! Come on, guys.
We were expecting a certain amount of damage, but we weren't expecting it to stop. We took an impact there, and it's something dislodged something inside.
That looks like let me just get in there. That just looks
coming
like
down that way, and it's no damage.
Scratch.
But after that, it just stopped.
Move away. Thanks very much. It was good fun to watch. Okay, here's the announcement. It's Vader versus Wild Thing.
Yeah. I just hope we don't have the same thing we had in the first round, where we ended up put together for most of the fight. We ended up just dragging each other around quite.
Have you worked out a way to avoid that?
Well, the only thing we can really do is just try and go for the more structural parts rather than going for the centre of the bodywork.
I'm going to drive straight into their disc.
Are you?
Actually, the strongest part's at the front, where there's less polycarb. That's the trouble. They're sharp cutter sticks in the polycarb, but their disc is actually vulnerable to very hard strike. It will bend. So I reckon rather than try and run away head on, would be the best.
Okay. So they're all thinking very carefully at this stage because there's a lot to play for.
Craig's joined me up here in the crow's nest. We're pondering about this one. Wild Thing, very durable, goes on and on and on with the spinning disc. But then you've got Vader with the vertical spinning disc up against it. It's looked very impressive so far. But then Wild Thing beat 259 previously. That was another vertical spinning disc. I'm going to go for the experience here again of Wild Thing, because whatever it does, it just seems to go on and on.
Well, I'm going to go with you on this one. Wild Thing, we saw it in Robot Wars Extreme. It is so durable. It just keeps coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. You think it's beaten, and yet it gets back up and it just comes on. It's got a nice flipper, a nice spinning disc, but a good team, an experienced team. Vader, not so experienced. Tough robot, but I'm going to go for Wild Thing on this one. Anyway, it's the heat final. Let the wars begin.
So look at the heat finalists, Paul Rose, Simon Latham and Philip Claythorpe with their Vader machine. And Nick and Isabel Adams. Nick at the controls, Isabel at the weaponry of Wild Thing. The heat final has Shunt in the arena. representing the house robots with the bulldozer blade and the axe, and Sir Killalot.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wild Thing with the high-speed vertical cutting disc, Vader with the vertical spinning disc. That comes into play first. Wild Thing, a lot lower. Lighter, 97 kilos, 3 kilos lighter, is the quicker of the two robots, more manoeuvrable across the arena floor to get in to cause damage and away from damage. And Shunt slams down with the diamond-edged axe onto the armament of Vader. Wild Thing clinging on. Isabel Adams at the controls of the weapons. One little tactic they could use, if they can flick Vader, it can't self-right. 1.5 centimeters of ground clearance. I think at the back of Vader, that's its Achilles heel. A real push and shove match developing. Wild Thing coming back onto the attack on Vader. Blade hits blade. Sparks will fly if that continues. Onto the flame pit now. Don't forget, the winner of this through to the series semi-final. And already some tough robots have made it there. Pit, 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 I think they're calling. Are they calling flame pit? Wild Thing has been there before. Is Vader moving here? I think Vader is in trouble. Wild Thing glances, the weaponry is still moving, but there is no forward momentum for Vader, or is there? There's Nick Adams at the control of Wild Thing. Vader is going nowhere fast. Wild Thing trying to cause damage onto the transparent 8mm polycarbonate sheet armament of Vader. There at the controls, Simon Latham of Vader, the new voice to Robot Wars. And the thing taught a lesson here in durability. Down comes the axe of Shunt, and that has wedged the Vader weapon. A decisive blow for the house robots. They get the speed up again for the weaponry. But it just stopped them absolutely dead in their tracks. The ref bot comes in. Wild Thing has done a lot of good work here, and I think their blade may just have serrated the armament there of Vader. Difficult to see from this angle, but I do think they just got a grip there with a circular saw. Wild Thing has taken damage. You can see the scratches. I don't know how superficial they are. Again, the axe comes down. Wild Thing on top here for me. But it's been a good old battle, hasn't it? Shunt now, pushing Vader. Vader, the meat in the sandwich, not too pleasant a thought. Driven away across the arena floor, onto the floor flipper. You really don't want to do that. Wild Thing giving chase. Very experienced. Hypnotist beat them in the semi-finals of Rebel Wars 4. Panic Attack in the semi-finals of Rebel Wars 3. There's the pit. You can hear the release alarm button sounding off. Side by side they dance. Cease is called. It goes to the Robot Wars judge's decision.
Lots of pushing and shoving, lots of sticking together. It's too close a call. We're going to have to go to the judges. And while they're making up their minds, let's review the highlights.
We wanted destructibility. Boo-hoo. They stuck like glue. But it was a tactical battle, and Wild Thing, they were aggressive. They took a little bit of damage there, I think. Only superficial. It wasn't the most controlled driving of Wild Thing, but throughout, they were wily. They were pushing Vader with good tactical nous into the CPZs, onto the arena sidewall weaponry, into the house robots, and that could be the most destructive blow of all.
Well, the judges have made a decision, and it's unanimous, based on style, control, damage, and aggression. They've gone for the 9th seed, Wild Thing! Nice. For the 9th seeds.
They
So
are
no
indeed.
disgrace there.
No, and they've never ever been stopped either.
No, I mean, they go on and on and on, they do.
No, they don't.
But you came closer to defeating them, I thought. You just kept getting stuck together all the time, though. Why was that?
I think it's that their disc just basically gets stuck in our side armour, and once that happens, we haven't got enough traction to try and sort of sort of wrestle ourselves loose. Yeah. It was nice waltz though, wasn't it? It was very.
Yeah, it was an elegant dance actually, wasn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it, Team Vader!
You seem to like a pure blow. I mean, how many times have you been to a judge's decision?
Virtually everyone, unless they break down, you're right.
Yeah.
We try and get a killer blow in, but this time they got their weapon stuck into our polycar, we got stuck into theirs. We did a lot of ballet dancing out there.
I mean, it's got a good battery in that robot. It does go on and on forever.
It does, yeah.
And it kind of wears, it's like a war of attrition. It kind of wears other robots down, and it's always going much stronger than the other robot at the end.
Yeah, it does keep going at the end. So, yeah, we shall always stand a chance.
Let's see if you can reach the end this time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Wild Thing!
Well, if you think our robots can be had by yours, then come and have a go on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.